Hello, I'm here with Onyx, and we're going to be talking about muzzle training today. So before we get started, I want to talk about a couple different things. One is the muzzle type that I recommend. So this is a basket muzzle. This one's really nice because it's nice and flexible, but the reason why I like it is there is a hole right here where you can actually put food to the dog's mouth and they can eat with it on. They can also drink water, they can pant with it on, so they can do a lot of their natural things that they would do with this muzzle on, so it makes it a lot easier to condition them to wear it. This is another variety right here. This one is a little bit stiffer, but same idea. It has a nice hole here for the treats. You can also like smear peanut butter in there as well. So we're going to talk about kind of how we get a dog conditioned to wearing a muzzle so that they're nice and comfortable in it. A lot of times muzzles kind of get a bad reputation. So we think when we see a dog in a muzzle that means that dog is mean or unfriendly. Most often than not, a muzzle is for safety for the dog as well as for the people or other dogs around it. It can also be used sometimes because a dog maybe is eating things they're not supposed to off the ground. Someone might be trying to work on the dog's confidence, and so they want the dog to have a little bit more space. And normally when people see a dog with a muzzle out in public, they're going to give that dog more space. So a muzzled dog isn't a bad dog. Honestly, it's usually an owner that is trying to do the right thing and be responsible. And I actually recommend muzzle training for any dog. Friendly, not friendly, likes to be handled, doesn't like to be handled, doesn't matter. If your dog is comfortable in a muzzle, if heaven forbid there is an emergency at any point in time where your dog is seriously injured or hurt, they're going to be more stressed out in that situation. And any dog that is super stressed or scared may attempt to use their mouth on someone to get that person to move away because they're in pain, whatever it may be. So if they end up at an emergency vet or even just your regular veterinarian, it's quite possible that they're going to be put in a muzzle if they have a serious injury because they can be a bit more unpredictable when they're in pain. So that's the long story of that. So this is Onyx here. This is my guy. He's about 15 months old at this point. I know you're very tired because it's so hot outside. So I'm going to demonstrate just the different steps to how to condition a dog to wear a muzzle. One other thing to take note of is if you do get a muzzle like this, you want to measure your dog for it. So this is a size 4. I think this might be a Baskerville. If that's not the brand, the Baskervilles are ones that I recommend. They look kind of like this. But when you go to measure your dog, hey buddy, can I see your chin? Chin. So you want to measure from the tip of his nose to right between his eyeballs right here. Good boy. You also want to measure around his muzzle. So take a tape measure kind of from here, chin, good boy, all the way around and measure right here. Good job, dude. Lastly, can we do one more chin? Chin. They're going to want you to measure around his head right behind his ears. Good boy, yes. So I would get those measurements first and then see a size chart to make sure you get the right size for your dog. So when I first introduce a dog to a muzzle, again, for the dog, they have no idea what this is. They don't know what it means. There's no emotional response to this whatsoever. This is just an object that we have that we're going to start working with. So I will oftentimes just kind of put the muzzle on the ground and hold it while I put some treats right inside. So he's just eating those treats right out of the muzzle. Good job, dude. Missed one. There you go. Good boy. Good. Now I'm going to go through these steps pretty quickly, but if you're actually wanting to teach your dog to wear a muzzle comfortably, good boy, you're going to want to do, this first step for a few days, the next step for the next few days. You basically want to kind of judge it by your dog and how comfortable they are putting their nose in here. So the next step after that is me actually holding the muzzle and putting some food in there. And I'm just using his kibble right now. Ooh, freebie. So again, I'm putting kibble in here and he's sticking his nose in and just eating that kibble right out of there. Good boy. Good job, bud. Good job, dude. Good boy. So again, you do this for a few days. Your dog expects that food to come. Oops, sorry, you want to go get it? Get it, get it, get it. Good boy. Come back over here. Good job, buddy. At some point in time, you're going to present the muzzle to them. Yes, good boy. And they're going to stick their nose in all on their own. So again, Ronnie, muzzle. Yes, good boy. So yes lets him know he's done the correct thing, and he's yes, good boy, and he's going to get a food reward. So that is the next step, is seeing if, now that you've fed your dog a whole bunch of food in here, yes, good boy, hold the muzzle out to them and see if on their own they start to sniff around looking for the food in there. Most likely they will. So if you've done a whole bunch of repetitions of them eating food from inside this muzzle, they're going to go, hey, normally I get fed. Yes, good boy, for sticking my nose in here. And they're going to go looking for that food when it's not there. That's okay. You can either feed them like I'm doing with Onyx. So I'm saying yes, good boy, yes. And he's kind of bringing his nose out to get the food. Or I do want to work on feeding him through the muzzle as well. So I'm going to switch my hands a little bit here. Hold on, buddy. Good boy. Muzzle. So now I can feed him through the muzzle with it on. And you do have to kind of help them out a little bit. It's a little bit hard to get the food in there. Good boy. Good job. Okay. Good. I'm going to say, okay. That's his release word to let him know he's done. He can take his nose out of here. So again, we work on this for quite a while. Muzzle. Until he's able to hold his nose in there. Yes. For a period of time. Again, right now we're just at like 5 to 10 seconds that he can hold it in. I want to be able to have him hold in for a little bit longer than that. Good boy. Good. Good. Every once in a while, I'm going to feed him. Good. Good. And he's kind of pushing his face into this right now, so it's probably not the most comfy for him. Good. Good boy. There we go. Good job, bud. Okay. Good boy. So once my dog is able to do that, then and only then am I going to start to try to actually strap this on him. So this one has a couple different straps on it. You can actually loop this part through the collar so that you could actually have it just kind of hang off the dog, or it attaches, to the collar to keep it more steady. And then it has a way to adjust it right on the top here so that you can adjust for that nose length, so the bridge of his muzzle. And then it has the clip that goes behind the ears. You're getting tired. It's hard. This is hard work. All right, so again, I'm going to ask him muzzle. I'm going to feed him a few for this to be on, and we're going to loop this over the ear. Good boy. And right like so. And this is a little tight for him, so I'm going to adjust it. So we got it on, and it's well adjusted now. I had to take a moment to adjust it. Good boy. Can you sit? Sit. Nope. No. No. Sit. Yes. Good boy. So now we're just going to take a few moments here to feed him with this muzzle on. Good boy. Sit. Yes. Good boy. So just doing some easy stuff that he knows. Good boy. Can you do touch? Nope. Touch. Nope. Chin. Yes. Okay. Good boy. So what I don't want to do is take it off of him while he is trying to paw at it. Good boy. I want to reward him for being nice and calm with it on. Good. And then when he is more calm, that's when I'm going to take it off. Good boy. Good. Good. So again, he hasn't tried to paw at it, so we're going to take it off. Okay. Good job, dude. Good boy. So what I would start to do, good, while he's comfortable wearing this for just short periods of time, I might start to walk him around the house with it on, and again, feeding him every few feet. I'm going to drop a treat on the floor. You can get it. Get it, get it, get it. You got to use your tongue. Get it. Good boy. Good. Over here. Good. So just getting him to move around a little bit with it on. Nope. Sit. Good boy. Good. Good. And again, you can kind of see I'm feeding him through this little hole in the bottom here where his tongue keeps coming out. Good. Sit. Good boy. Good. So again, if I get him used to wearing this, when it's not a stressful situation, when we're just calm and chilling out in the house, he's going to be that much more comfortable if he has to get it put on, where he might be a little bit more nervous. Good job, buddy. Good boy. Okay. Good work, dude. Good job, bud.